You're tuned into Box Story. My name is Rack Noble. Today we have a very special guest with us, Hollywood guest with us, full professional boxer, 10 Actor, Larry Olubamiwo. Larry, talk to the people. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm jiggy. I can't complain, man. I can't complain.
How's life been for you? Of course, we've had the 2020 incident of life. How have you been getting on after that?
Yeah, 2020, boy. So I went 2020. I went to LA for pilot season. Usually go LA from January to May for pilot season, an audition out there, and I had to come back in March because of the COVID situation, and I had to get the last flight out of LA back to London. Caught COVID on that flight, then gave it to my missus. It was a madness. It was a madness, and it's been a testing. 2020 was testing. I have to say it was quite testing, but we got through it. Alhamdulillah, and now we're into 2021, and let's hope it's got better things to bring. Yeah,
I'm glad to hear you and your missus got past the COVID incident. We're gonna get onto it a bit later, but there is some news that I'm sure kind of balance it out, or some good news to look forward to. For those that don't know Larry was a professional boxer from the United Kingdom. He won the Southern Area title, he fought for the English title, had 30 professional fights, fought some notable names, beat some notable names. Larry, how's life been after boxing, and do you ever miss it?
I'll be honest, I don't miss boxing, I mean, maybe because I've found success doing something else after boxing, which I know a lot of boxers struggle with after their boxing career. But I don't really miss it. I don't even watch it, to be honest with you. I mean, I very rarely. I mean, I watched the Dillian Whyte Povetkin fight the other night, but that's the first fight I've watched in like years. Being honest with you, I don't bother watching it. I don't even chat about it that much unless people are interviewing me. I don't miss it, bro. I don't miss it. I mean, the only thing I do miss is the camaraderie around the gym. You have a boxers, you chat, you train together, you have a laugh, that kind of thing. But other than that, yeah, I don't miss it, man. I don't getting punched in the head, that's for sure.
That's the last thing.
I'm sure you don't miss that either, right?
That's the last thing. I'm glad that part of my life is now behind me, and I can talk about people getting punched in the head and not being the one to get punched in the head. So, you're right. Like you said, a lot of people who finish their boxing careers, they struggle to find success in other fields, and that normally sometimes drives a void in their life. But you seem to have been doing pretty good for yourself. Just talk us a bit how life was after boxing and what made you decide to go on the path that you're going down now.
Well, see, the thing is, I've always wanted to do something in the entertainment. I've always wanted to be an actor, being honest with you. And I've always wanted to be a sportsman. So it's, I had to choose one or the other to do first, basically. And the way things came about, it had to be boxing first. I mean, if it was acting first, then it would have been acting all the way, and boxing never would have appeared in my life. But, when I took up boxing, I had to put acting on the back burner for a bit. And then when obviously my boxing career started to show, signs of not being there, when I got banned, that's when I started my acting training. I went to drama school. I went to Identity School of Drama. John Boyega went to, Letitia Wright, some notable names went there, and started training. And then that's when I decided to go on the road, because obviously I couldn't commit to boxing anymore. I didn't really enjoy it anymore at that point. So I just thought to myself, I don't want to get 9 to 5, but I've got to pay for drama school. So I decided to go on the road as a journeyman, and that would pay for my drama school, my living. And just concentrate on being the best actor that I can be. And it was the best decision I made, to be honest with you, because I enjoy acting so much more than I enjoyed boxing, you know. And as anyone would, you know, as you probably know yourself, because I know you've dabbled in acting. Acting is a lot more involved than what the lay person thinks, you know. There's so much more, you know, to it than pretending to be another person. It's you know, it's an art in itself. Yeah, it's an art in itself, and this is why you have to go to school to be a good actor, you know, to be a decent actor. So yeah, it's that's what led me down that path. And then what you know, what made me go into training as an actor was meeting Gary Stretch in LA. So you know Gary Stretch, who used to box and he fought Chris Eubank. He's now an actor. Obviously, he's doing really well for himself. And when I met him in LA, he was like, "Look, just like a boxer would, you need to train for the acting." And that's when I decided that, you know, when I came back, I was going to join, you know, school and train as an actor. So
Identity.
Yeah. And then afterwards, I left Identity and I went to an LA-based school called Anthony Mindell, which I still go to now. I go to the LA classes when I'm in LA, and I go to the London classes when I'm here. So yeah, it's been fantastic, to be honest with you. So,
that's been a bit of interesting information that you've told me right there, because of course I was watching you when you was competing for the Southern area, competing for the English as the competitor, and I noticed you started to go on the road and take the journey route. And I remember one time it was like you were cool and you came in for a job at that time. You came in for a job and someone said, "Larry, the War Machine," and he was like, "Those days are behind me now." So at that point I got the impression, okay, so he's just here for the paycheck. He's just here to get by. But I didn't know at that point that in your mind, acting was the way forwards. So that kind of pieces the puzzle. So you knew before you left the boxing scene, let me make some money out of this, fund my next project, which will set me up down the line. And yeah, here you are today. That's actually smart guy. You worked that one well. You worked that one well. Because I always thought that you got into acting once you put boxing behind, but you use boxing as a bridgeway to get yourself into acting for the funds.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, everything happens for a reason, and I think that was probably the reason why I became a boxer, to be able to help me with my acting, because boxing, not only does it give you a skill that's for life basically, and is very useful in the film world, or should I say the acting world, because you can use it on stage as well, but it's very useful in the fact that a lot of acting is life experience. And you know yourself, as a boxer, you meet so many different people, and you interact with so many different people, and you know you remember those interactions, and those interactions with people you can use them in the acting world. You know, you never know what sort of character you might use that you've met before through boxing to then be an inspiration for a certain character that you're trying to portray on the screen or on stage, you know. And I've found that many times, you know. So yeah, the boxing was extremely useful for that, and I'm glad that I had my boxing career. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that, you know, I wish I never had it. I'm glad I had my boxing career, and I've had success as a boxer. I've had my down moments as well, but overall, you know, it for me it was a success, and it's led me to other things. So yeah, I can't complain.
Well, you finished your career winning a Southern Area title, competing for an English title, having a few televised fights, main eventing on Sky and I think it was Box Nation or BT Sport at the time. So you walked away, naming the history books, made a bit of change from it. It then set you up onto what was even bigger to come. And moving away from the boxing onto the acting. Over the last few years, I've kept an eye on what you've been doing, because of course, I've got an idea or picture of the acting circuit. You've got IMBD, you've got Spotlight. These are the things that you need to have to pretty much be in the game. And I see that you've been getting credits, doing roles on BBC, doing other pieces here and there. And the news that you've gotten over the last, well, the news that we've gotten over the last few weeks over a massive role. Should I break it to the people, or do you want to break it to the people?
You can break it. You can break it, Rax. Go on, Rax.
So, for those who've been on the boxing scene, many of the boxing scene in London, many of you know Larry, War Machine, former Southern Area champion, has landed a role in the Sony movie Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. He'll be in a Marvel franchise movie, well, not the Marvel MCU, but he'll be in a Marvel movie starring Tom Hardy. And who was the co-actor?
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson
as Carnage.
Woody Harrelson and Tom Hardy in a film alongside those two. And this is no BS. If you go onto Wikipedia right now and look at Venom 2, his name will be under the credits, just underneath Tom Hardy. Incredible. Tell the people how that whole came about. How did this opportunity? Because
so obviously I've been acting for a while and been getting decent jobs, and funnily enough, I got the audition for Venom when I was on set of Almost Never, which is a CBBC comedy that I appeared on a while back, and so I was shooting that in Ireland, and I think I was there for about a week shooting that, and got the call from my agent that you need to go the next couple of days and audition for Venom back in London when you come back. So obviously I was just flabbergasted with that, because Marvel guy, like just like yourself, I've been a Marvel fan since young. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was so gassed for that. I was telling everyone on set, and they were so happy. So I came back. Obviously I rehearsed and learnt my lines. Came back to London. Saw Lucy Bevan, who was the casting director for Venom 2, and did my thing, and I thought no more about it, to be honest with you. And I think that audition happened in, let me think, September, and I think I was only told in maybe November, December, I think December actually, that I got the role. And I was shocked because I already forgot about it. Like, if you audition for something in September, loads of auditions have come through since then, and you don't really expect it to be that long.
Mm.
But as my agent said, sometimes it can happen like that. Do you know what I mean? So I got the call in December that I got the role. And I was, happy's not the word to describe how I was feeling. It was just crazy. It was crazy.
We get many calls about news, jobs, promotions, all sorts. To get the call to be like, "Hey Larry, you're going to be in a Marvel movie." with
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, like,
yeah. But what gassed me even more was that I'm going to be directed by Andy Serkis. Now, anyone who knows their acting knows Andy Serkis is a big boy in the game. I mean, he's a brilliant actor, but he's the master of the motion capture. So he did Gollum in what's the name? Lord of the Rings. That's it. And he did Caesar. I think he did Caesar in
Planet of the Apes.
Why my sorry?
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. That's right. I've got brain freeze today. Do you know what I mean? I've got brain freeze today. But yeah, he did Caesar as well. So he's a master of that. But then the part that I love him for is, of course, Claw in Black Panther.
Mm.
Like he smashed that. He smashed that. And I love his work. And when I heard that he was directing it, that's the person that I really wanted to meet. And I was just kind of hoping that he was going to be a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? So nice. So him and Naomi Harris, such lovely people. And it's really nice, because they always say, don't meet the people that you admire because they'll probably disappoint you.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not those two. Not those two.
So it was an all British thing. All the British actors working together.
Yeah, you know, which is weird because it's supposed to be an American based film. So yeah, that was weird.
Taking over.
Look at Hollywood now. It's because bare English actors. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it was just mad being on a Warner Brothers set. Like I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm in. First of all, I'm in my trailer. I've got my own trailer and all of that. You know what I mean? Being looked after, and then they take you onto the set. You know, and even before that, they bring the car around to your house to pick you up. You know, you feel like a proper star. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was just fun.
Larry, are you officially Hollywood now? Are you officially Hollywood Larry?
Nah.
You're officially, have I got to start paying for your time? Like, are you that guy now?
Nah. I'm not Hollywood. I'm not Hollywood, man. But yeah, man, it was fantastic just being around premiere. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, yeah, you'll be meeting them at the premiere because you'll be coming together. It'll be hopefully post lockdown periods. So, and when they take that movie picture, the cast picture, you're gonna be there, gonna go up on stage at the end, wave to the people.
I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it, bro.
When I first heard of it, the title in my head that came to mind is Larry went from fighting in York Hall to fighting in the Marvel universe. Like, I couldn't think of a bigger step up. I couldn't think of a bigger opposition than fighting a guy for the Southern Area or English title to then go and fighting bad guys in the Marvel comic universe. That's man. That is I've not heard a story like that in boxing. This is boxing. We specify boxing stories here, and that's got to be one of the best boxing come-up stories I've ever heard in my life. Cool to Marvel universe.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Bro, it's got to be done. And listen, do you know what? I'll tell you what I like to show people with this is that dreams do come true. Do you know what I mean? Dreams come true. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Dreams don't come true if you don't work at it. But if you work at it and you stay committed, dreams can come true. And don't get me wrong. I still want a hell of a lot more for my acting career. But this is a good start. It's a good start.
Definitely, like I said, there's been a couple of times where I don't think we've never fought in the same show, but there's been times where I've been at a show where you've been at, or I've been at one of your fights, you've been at one of my fights also. I've been in the changing rooms when you've been getting ready and stuff, so I've been around you, been seeing what's going on. To think that a couple of years down the line, I'll be seeing you on BBC shows and on Hollywood movies, I never would have thought that. I understand as well, of course, now that you're linked to big Hollywood productions, you're signed to the T in disclosures. What can you tell us about the upcoming Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage movie? What can you tell us on Box Story today?
Boy, well.
Dude, without getting blacklisted, without...
Well, I could tell people this. I filmed my role last year, January 2020 is when because a lot of people are getting a misconception that I am going to film the role. I've already filmed that role almost a year and a half ago. January 2020 is when I filmed my role in Venom. Now, the reason why the story's only just coming out is because unless you're a star like Tom Hardy, like Woody Harrelson, you are not allowed to say that you filmed a role in any production until the production gives you permission to say that. So the production on Venom, basically Sony, hadn't given my agent permission for me or my agent to say anything. And this is why for the longest times from January 2020, we couldn't say anything, which has been really hard. It's been extremely hard.
I got the biggest secret ever. I got the biggest.
Do you know what I mean?
And I can't say nothing.
So yeah, we've had to keep it a secret for so long, and it's mad because obviously this film was supposed to have been released last year October, and then it got moved because of the pandemic to this year June. Then it got moved to September 17th, and now it's been moved to its current date which hopefully will be the final date it's being moved, which is September 24th. So it's been a long, hard slog keeping quiet about this, being honest with you, because I was so excited from the day I got called that I got it. You know what I mean? So it's So I have filmed this role already. Just to let everyone know, I filmed it last year, January. Post production is long finished on this project. And what else can I say about it? Tom Hardy's in it.
Really?
Okay, I can say I'm in a scene with Naomi. I'm in a scene with Naomi Harris. I can say that much. And Carnage is in it this time, but I think everyone knew that.
Let there be Carnage.
Yeah, I think that's the. I think that's all I can say. Safely say without getting
Listen, Larry,
getting chewed out by Sony or my agent.
I don't want to see you get blacklisted by the Marvel universe and the Hollywood scene just whilst you get onto it. So hey, keep it at that. I'm immensely happy to hear that you're in the movie, so I don't want to be hearing you getting pulled out of it. But yeah, man, that's some great stuff. Like I said, watching you from the Boxing Days, fighting on Frank Warren shows, fighting on York Hall small shows. I know you went out to Czech Republic one time whilst you was on the roads to land the movie roles in small parts on the BBC and CBB sketches, to now finding a breakthrough role in a Marvel Universe film in Venom. Hopefully that just leads on to bigger and better things. Like, hopefully this is just the beginning. I could definitely see you being a Luke Cage for a callback somewhere in the MCU. Like,
bro, that is, listen. When Luke Cage, listen, I love Michael Coulter's portrayal of Luke Cage on the Netflix series, but when everyone saw that series on Netflix, they called me up and said that should have been you, that should have been you, that should have been you. And like I said, I love Michael Coulter's portrayal, but I would love when Luke Cage steps into the MCU, I would love to portray Luke Cage, because I reckon I could bring something different to that role. And again, being a lifelong comic fan, lifelong Marvel fan, and a very big Luke Cage fan because Luke Cage is one of my favorite characters. I have the physique to carry off Luke Cage, the height, the fighting ability.
The hairstyle.
The bald head, the little goatee beard. Listen, Kevin Feige, if you're watching this, please put me in, coach.
Kevin Feige, if you're watching this, find me something, coach. I hold the waters, I hold the towels, I'll do something.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would love to portray. I'd love to be in any MCU project. I mean, I heard. Well, they've greenlit the Wakanda series, so they're going to be doing a Wakanda series on Disney Plus. So I would love to be in any of that.
I don't see why there's no reason someone like yourself wouldn't be called up for a Wakanda series as something. I'm sure you can find something on that.
Well, listen, if they don't get me as a Luke Cage, which is the number one MCU role that I want, then. Yeah, get me in Wakanda. I would love that. I just want to be in the MCU. That's that's me. But if DC are listening in on this as well, I wouldn't mind doing the DC stuff either. I'm not just a Marvel fan. I'm a DC fan as well. So yeah, man. But I mean, listen, just like you, I'm a comic book fan, and it's wonderful to see these films. How they are, the quality of them on the big screen in the last, say, 10 to 15 years. It's given me and a lot of guys like me, like yourself, hope that we could be in these, and it's fantastic. And I'm not the kind of guy that I only want to do serious acting stuff. I don't want to do comic book. Listen, if they were to give me comic book films for the rest of my life, I'd be more than happy to do that. Do you know what I mean? That's how much of a comic book fan I am. So yeah. I mean, like I said, number one, I would love to play MCU Luke Cage, but if not, give me something in Wakanda, man.
No, I'm definitely hoping for that, man. I'm rooting for you all the way. Same way I rooted for you when you was boxing, I'm rooting for you in this acting game too. I want to see the next.
I appreciate it.
Next Larry Cage, Larry Luke Cage. big things, man. Like I said, getting the opportunity to be in a film of this kind of magnitude, even stuff outside of the MCU and comic book movies, it will just lead us to so many opportunities, so many other little bits and pieces. You'll meet people along the way. I'm sure you've already started to meet people, and just take it from there. Anything you'd like to mention, talk on, anything you'd like to give a shout out to, or just anything you'd like to tell people to watch out for going into the future?
Well, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to my agency, Narrow Road, my acting agency, Narrow Road, and my agent at Narrow Road, Rosie Lloyd. Fantastic agent. I mean, Narrow Road are one of the best agencies in the UK, and it shows with the amount of with the quality of auditions that I've been getting. And Rosie Lloyd is a fantastic agent. Like, she has changed my acting career completely around, and I just want to give a big shout out to her. And don't worry, I'm gonna have you, Rosie, with me at the premiere. But just trying to give a shout out to them, and just shout out to everyone who supported me, man, in my boxing career and who are supporting me in my acting career. I've had so many messages over the last few days congratulating me, and it just feels good, and it's nice to see that people still follow you and people still have good things to say about you, and it's fantastic. And I love to give back, so if any way I can give back, and please let me know. And I just want to keep doing good. I want to keep inspiring people, to because a lot of people know about the adversities that I've had to face, in life in general and in boxing, and but they can still see that I still keep trucking on, because that's life. You are going to face adversity, but you don't let that adversity get the best of you. You know what I mean? You get the best of that adversity, and you use that adversity to keep on trucking forward. So I want to inspire people to follow their dreams and do exactly what I've done. So shout out to everyone, and yourself, Rax, for always supporting me, always being in my corner, man. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. No problem. I've been following for a while now, from the War Machine days to the Hollywood days. And I've seen the step up, the development, the growth. Now it's great to see. And like I said, like you said, a lot of people that come into boxing, they have success within boxing, but once they leave boxing, they don't find something else that they have too much success in, and that sometimes leads into depression, downtime. Their life feels very, very stagnant, and some of them end up more for worse. But it's incredible that you found something else which you've strived in. You've had even more success than that boxing, and it seems like you're just coming into your element of it now. So of course, keep watching it, keep supporting all the way, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing.
Will do, bro. Will do, man.
Anyway, Larry, thank you for your time. Larry, Hollywood Larry, War Machine Larry, just Larry. Like, of course, at Box Story, we'll keep an eye on the story. We'll check with you at some point. For those watching, my name is Rakeem. You got the exclusive. Larry will be starring in Venom, Let There Be Carnage, the second Venom series in the Sony Universe Pictures with the Marvel films. This is Box Story, Rakeem, and I'm out.